Hello everyone and welcome. I thought of making a video showing you my float and the equipment that I bring on it, as when it was me learning, I found that despite having some videos, this is always nice to hear everyone's take on this, as you might learn something that applies to your style of spearfishing and could be useful on your dives. My spearfishing is mostly around Madeira Island, which is mainly very rocky grounds and you don't need to swim a lot for it to start being really deep. I always do short dives and I need to bring everything with me on my float. Of course, things like wetsuit, fins and weight belts I carry separate to the float. I just usually dress up on the car and then just carry everything to the water. I use an inflatable float, as you can see, because it's lightweight and it's easy to pack. It keeps me visible and gives me enough buoyancy to hold my gear and my fish. This kind of float it's nice since it has two layers of different material, a more durable mesh on the outside and a plastic air chamber on the inside. So if you manage to get a puncture on a rock or with your shaft, you can just replace the inner part and you are good to go. I've made a few adjustments to this float to allow me to carry extra material and guns, but these are quite easy to upgrade with just a few bucks. One very nice addition is this strap that when I need to walk up to a dive spot or to the car, I can just put my float on my shoulder and it will be easier to carry. These kind of torpedo floats are very practical as they are small and they are easy to push through the water. But of course, they cannot carry as much as equipment as something like an inflatable board. But you will be impressed by how many things you can fit into this one. It does get pretty crowded with things and sometimes a bit messy on the water, but it does the job. My float line is 25 meters and made of this material that has this plastic feel to it. I like it because it's strong, it floats well and it doesn't tangle too easily. I also use this quick clip here that I can attach it either to my gun or to my drop weight. Speaking of drop weight, I use this one to anchor my float. This is actually something that I use depending on the situation. Sometimes I use the float attached to my gun and sometimes I use attached to this weight that I can clip onto the belt and allows me to anchor the float in one spot. I just started spearfishing with this setup recently, as I previously was using a classic float attached to a gun setup, and I'm really enjoying the freedom to swim around freely. Spear guns. This float can carry two guns. Normally when I pack things up, I do put two guns on here just to be easy to carry, but once I get to the water I immediately take one out. This one is my main one. This is a Cressy 90cm gun. I really enjoyed it. It's lightweight, it's easy to move, and it's good enough for most of the species that I catch. Really like this gun. This is my backup gun. It's actually my first gun that I owned, and I use it now as a backup. Quite nice to have a backup gun, either because something can happen to your main one, let's say your shaft bent or something, even for hole hunting as well, as it's smaller and less powerful, so it's quite nice to have it on the float if you see some good hole and you can just use it for that. Also attached to the side of the float I have this fishing hook that I keep here on the side, as it's quite useful to have in case you find an octopus inside a hole, and it's way easier to extract them with this in addition to your normal shaft. I carry a stringer clipped to the back of my float. This one is quite simple. With this I have a place to store my catches and keep the fish away from me in case just any seal or even a shark wants to have a bite. I always carry a torch to be able to look into holes. I like this one from Picasso as it's very small and has this sliding button and it's quite easy to use with gloves. The torch can be a bit of a personal preference, since there are ones with different beams of light. This one is not so powerful, it just gives enough light and it's perfect for what I do. The shaft remover, I don't know the exact name of this in English, but this is quite useful to carry with you, as you can clip this to the end of your shaft and give it a few pulls and twists, and normally you will have it unstuck pretty easily. It happened to us all to shoot into a hole or hit some rock and manage to get the shaft stuck, and can be quite a pain to unstuck since they are quite hard to get a hold of, even with gloves. Catch net. This is a very important piece of gear. I always bring it with me. It's useful to a lot of situations. If you find a crab or some sort of seafood, shells, something like that, or even if you find some trash or other objects, you can always put it in here and carry around it with you. This net is actually quite good because you can put it around your waist. I just don't use it that way. I just use this clip here and attach to the float and have it there in case I need it. Watertight bottle, I bring this one with me also. It's very useful to put my car keys inside and don't get them wet. I know there are some bigger ones that maybe you can put your phone as well, but for me this one works just fine. Some tricks and tips to maybe use for you. My wetsuit does have in fact a whistle, but it could be useful to have one attached to your float in case you ever need it. I also do bring snacks and a water bottle sometimes, but I just end up putting this on the net, as long as I don't have any fish inside, of course. So yeah, this is how it looks with all the equipment. As you can see, these bungees on top came in handy to hold the guns on each side. It does get a little crowded, but at least it keeps all the things that I need and it's easily accessible, so it does the job. So that's it, guys. I hope you found this video useful, and if you do so, please consider subscribing to the channel. I will try to do more videos of this kind in the future. So thanks and see you around.